Alright people, so how y'all doing? I haven't posted a story in a minute, and I feel like it's my obligation to keep posting these stories. So I'm gonna tell y'all a story about how I got locked up on this day back in 2007. So we was living in I was living in Chicago with a bunch of people I ain't gonna name. We was living in Chicago, and I had went to the store. I went to the store to go get like some chips and a 2-liter and some Butterfingers and some whatever the fuck I was going to go get. I was 14 years old at the time. Now, when I went to the store, I was surprised because it wasn't nobody at the liquor store. I went to the store that's down the street from the liquor store. I was like, damn, why ain't nobody at the liquor store? What the fuck going on out here? Because it's usually people at the liquor store, selling loose squares or selling weed or whatever the fuck they doing at the liquor store. I don't really know what the fuck they doing up there, but they up there. When I went out there, wasn't nobody up there. I'm like, man, that's strange as hell. But anyway, I went to go get my shit from the store, my 2-liter and Butterfingers. I wanted some Flaming Hots. I wanted some Doritos. I grabbed all my shit, and I started walking back to the crib. I'm like, why is it a car parked in the alley? It was a car parked in the alley. In general, that don't necessarily set you off because it's a car parked in the alley. It could be over there for any reason, right? But what I thought was, man, that's the motherfucking police. Why is the police parked in the alley? I have no fucking idea. So I get back in the crib. I get back to the crib and I tell my brother, I say, hey bro, you see this motherfucking car parked in the alley? He say, no, I ain't seen no car parked in the alley. I say, you ain't been paying attention there. Go, look, let me show you what I'm talking about. So we go and look out the window, and he's like, yeah, but they ain't no shit, man. I say, no, nigga, that's the police. He was like, oh, they ain't the police. I say, oh, okay, well, if you don't think it's the police and you think everything cool, I bet. So my mama was cooking something. What was she cooking? Like, she was cooking like some fucking steaks. Incidentally, my mama don't know how to cook. My mama don't cook. She don't know how to cook. In general, she just doesn't. She's not a real good cook. But she was cooking some steaks and some fucking like spaghetti or some shit, or some pork chops and spaghetti or some shit. Anyway, I go grab my plate out the kitchen. Go put it in my room. And I went to go take a shit. I'm like, man, I gotta take a shit because if I'm finna ingest all this food, I need to shit some of this other food out that I done, been eating at the restaurants. She say, baby, I hope you enjoy that. I cooked that just for you. It was all just for you. I was like, yeah, okay, well, I'm gonna try to enjoy it if it's good. But anyway, I went to go take a shit. And as I'm sitting on the toilet, next thing I hear is oh. And first thing I think is the niggas done broke in the crib. They finna try to kill my brother. That was the first thing they finna try to kill. I thought niggas had got some balls that day, and they was finna come over there and try to kill me and my brother. At least my brother, because that'd have been the first person they got, because everybody was sitting in the front room. And next thing I hear is, Chicago Police Department, put your hands down. I said, shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? And next thing you know, you hear them running upstairs. Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna just sit down back on the toilet then. Now, the police bust in the room. They bust in the bathroom. They was like, hey, little nigga. And they called me a nigga. And I ain't really too mad at them about that. They was like, hey, little nigga, put your hands up. It's like, what the fuck I do? I'm taking a shit. They say, get your little ass off the toilet, motherfucker. We heard y'all got guns and shit up in here. What? Guns? We got what? Why were we? What the fuck is going on around? Why? How did y'all even come up? No, we had a search warrant and blah blah blah. I say, all right, bet. Put my hands behind my back. Pulled up my pants. Put my hands behind my back. They say, hey, look, you like you like acting like you don't know what the fuck is going on. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. So they start searching the house. They took me downstairs and started searching the house. Now incidentally, and I ain't gonna say because I don't really know, but they found some guns in the house, in my room. I have absolutely no idea where them guns came from. I still don't know. Fact of the matter is, they said, look, if you don't tell us these was your guns, then we gonna take your grandma to jail. Take my grandma to jail is crazy. Y'all finna take my grandma to jail? Get the fuck out of here. Look, bro, y'all found the guns in my room, so y'all finna take me to jail anyway. Make it make sense. Who the fuck are you talking to? Now, they took me, now come to find out, this was a federal gun task force that was hooked up with the Chicago police, which I had known nothing about at the time, but come to find out, the federal task force actually got 8 different teams. At the time, they had 8 different teams of Chicago police and FBI agents that go and look for people that have guns. We ain't got no guns over here. That's insane. For y'all to be saying that we got guns over here, like, even if we did have guns, bitch, this our house. So I end up going to the juvenile detention center on 11th and Hamilton, and I'm sitting up and I'm like, damn. I don't know nothing about these damn guns. I hope they let me out of jail in a couple days or whatever. You know, I hope they let me out of jail. But if they don't, then they don't. Fact of the matter is, y'all charge me with the guns. Anyway, make a real long ass story short. End up being the case ended up getting thrown out because they were supposed to raid the crib next door, not our house. They were supposed to raid the crib next door, and the judge threw the case out. I went to court like maybe 5 or 6 times. What was it, November? So they threw the case out in June 2008. So much shit going on, and I'm gonna tell you, if anybody who have lived in Chicago and you know how Chicago is. You feel me? If you know how Chicago is, Chicago fucked up. Chicago is a different place. But it's our city, and we gotta love our city. That's our love for the city. You hear me? Like, that shit hit a little different. Being that as it may, I hope y'all have a good Thanksgiving. If I don't post no more videos before Thanksgiving, I hope y'all have a good Thanksgiving. And shout out to Chicago. I did just leave from Chicago. I love Chicago. That's my city. Shout out to my people. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Gucci 2 times.